Yeah, so this is the morning of the 6th round, so it's almost, you got 5 pins of horses, and they start over today, the exact halfway point. There you go. Last night was the black tie you got on him, which is crazy that he was almost just too nice for that pin, huh?
That's kind of his deal out here. I don't know. Like, I think they've only won 1 round on him all the years that he's come.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. He likes some big outdoor arenas, I think.
Yeah.
But
he just looked at the angle we saw.
He was good. He just didn't ever push back and have a bunch of his snap behind him. Like he was just kind of flat, just kind of going through it.
Yeah, the angle we watched, he was coming right at the camera, and he just looked really nice.
Yeah.
You could probably win any rodeo you draw him on, except the TV pin.
Yeah, not here. They gotta be pretty fancy.
What horse did they win it on? What was it? Damien
on the Survey horse, the black horse of Surveys. Bishop.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
that was pretty rank, and
it was really good.
Virgil's got one more.
Big Verge had a good day.
Yeah,
that was good to see.
Dang, 4 world titles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just keep showing up. How many times have you won the average?
3.
Yeah.
3 averages.
Very consistent. Just what I'm interested in is just how you approach the big moments, what your mindset is. Because hearing guys talk about it, like the second, third, the world titles after the first one seem to be just as hard, if not harder than the first one.
Yeah.
And you just keep showing up and winning.
Yeah, I don't know if it's something that's a little bit God-given or what, but as far as mentally, in those big moments, I've been in them from the start, from the very beginning of my career. I was started making 4 rounds, and I won Calgary, Houston my very first year. So I just, I was kind of in it from the start and didn't really have a choice. So it was either figure out how to do this or probably not win any of these big shows. So, but man, I've always had I've just kept my perspective really pretty level. I got married young, I had kids young. So at the end of the day, bronc riding is something that I like to do. It's something that's it's a great way to make my living, and there's no better lifestyle. But at the end of the day, there's a lot more important things than bronc riding. So you get in them big moments, you just go at them with all you got, because win, lose or draw, the next day starts the same as the day before did, right? So
yeah. What how old are you now?
I'm 31.
And when you say your first year, was that your rookie year?
That was my rookie year, yeah.
Which was
2015.
Dang.
Yeah.
When was your first world title?
2016.
Golly. Well, take me back to your rookie season, or even just the beginning of bronc riding. I'd love to hear just the bronc riding story of Zeke Thurston.
Yeah, the bronc riding, so Zeke was going to be a bull rider for a while.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I did a lot of it. I like to rope, just typical ranch kid. So I grew up, horseback and I kind of liked all aspects of rodeo. The only 2 events I didn't do in high school was bulldog and ride bareback horses. I did the rest, and I really enjoyed it.
And this was all in Canada.
This is all in Canada, yeah. So in Canada, you can grow up riding what they call junior steers, and they have that at the pro rodeos, and they'll buck these, buck and bull bred Bramer cow type things, and it was a little aggressive back when we did it. The cows were big and bucked hard.
Yeah.
Really hard for 10, 11, 12-year-old kids, But so I did that, and then they also have novice bronc riding up there, where they, it's anywhere from 16 to 20-year-old type kids getting on, fairly appropriate type horses. And so I actually won a Canadian title in the steer ride, and then I've kind of phased into the novice bronc ride, and I won a Canadian title there. And then I just kind of went through my stepping stones. Went to the high school finals a couple times, and then I went in college rodeoed for Sheridan for a couple years. I made the the college finals twice. I was reserve champ my second year, And then after that, I just took off and went rodeoing.
Yeah.
That was kind of the start of it. So, yeah, it just 2015 was my rookie year. I had permit rodeoed the year before, Montana circuit rodeoing. So I made the circuit finals, me and a few other Canadian boys, and we went to the circuit finals, and we all did really good. Ended up winning the year end. Back then, it didn't count for world standings, but it counted towards your qualifications. So I'd won good money in the circuit, so I had good enough qualifications. I got into all the big building rodeos when I bought my card that winter. So I went to, Fort Worth, San Antonio, all them. And I just missed making the short round in San Antonio by not much. I think I was crying hole to make the short round. And so I was doubled up with the short round in Tucson. So I flew over to Tucson, got on my Bronc there, made the short round in Tucson. So I waited around for the next day for the short round. And that's when I got on Killer B. And that's kind of what kicked it all off. Strapped Killer B for an arena record in Tucson. And then I caught a ride with Dusty, tucking us back to Texas. And he was headed to Houston to go fight the rodeo. And the rodeo had already, he dropped me off. He went to Houston. The rodeo started that day. Dusty goes, fights the perf, calls me after the first perf, says, hey, do you want to come get on in Houston? They're short a Bronc rider. They've already had the first perf. And I was like, yeah, I'll come get on. So I showed up. I went on 2, and I actually made it through the set, just getting on my 2. And so go to the semifinals. I'll be darned, I don't make it through the semifinals, make 12 round. Got on a horse, so it wasn't super well known back then, but South Point, Sutton's now.
Dang.
Win the 12 round, make the 4 round, and then I got on this young buckskin colt that everybody said was a buck and Jose, and it happened to be Lunatic from Hell at the time.
Oh man.
And his first big show, my first big show, and I win Houston. So yeah, pretty crazy little 8-day stint there.
What was South Point like in the shoot?
Back then, just the same as always. Just stuck your head down and lean, and it's hard to measure your rein,
Yeah, I got honor in a deal in Colorado, and JJ Elsher was there, and he was like, I went X and 2, and I'd helped Jake Brown, and he was notorious. I would always help Jake Brown, and then he would always disappear and not help me.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, somebody random was helping me, and we couldn't get her head up, and finally I just grabbed the rein and just nodded.
Yep.
And it was like way up here, and it worked out, but it was too much rain. And I talked to JJ afterwards. I was like, dude, I couldn't get it measured at all, and I just had to grab it. And he was like, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's what I did too. I was like, well, thanks for the heads up.
I got on her. I think I've been on her maybe 6 times or something, and I bet the first 3 or 4, that's how you just. Like she'd have her head down in their bottom. You just reach down and grab it, find where you think it's kind of close, and nod.
It's crazy.
She got better as age went on, and they started putting a rope on her neck so she couldn't like stick her head down. You know? But
it's crazy, like how hard she wanted her head down in the chute, but then how high it would come up in the
I know
in
when
the
she
arena.
Buck, she didn't like people. She didn't like hanging around her head. She didn't like getting haltered.
And then, what'd you have in the 4, man? You said.
I had a Lunatic from Hell.
Hell.
He was just a baby then.
And he passed the other day, didn't he?
Yeah,
like
a year ago. Yeah. Going to Clovis, I think, California Spring Rodeos.
Dang, what a awesome draw.
So that was cool. So then from winning Houston, that was before it counted towards world standings. I got an invite to Calgary that same year. Back when Calgary was invitational as well. I'll be darned if I don't win Calgary that same year. That was all my rookie year. And then I'm qualified for the NFR, and it hasn't really slowed down since.
I would hear of guys, like I didn't live far from Houston at that, while I was rodeoing. And we would always, just guys around there, everybody would always enter Houston because you had to have entered for them to call you like that. I don't know if that was for you.
Yeah, I would have entered it.
Yeah, you would have had to have entered.
Yeah.
And then if somebody didn't show up, so long as you had at least entered prior to, then you were, I guess, on the list to be a quote unquote alternate.
Alternate, yeah.
And so everybody always like midday would be like, just in case they got the call, we always all entered down. I never got the call, but and anyways, that's an awesome scenario. Sounds like Tuck was just in the room. I can't remember. Was that Catherine or somebody? There was a girl that was in charge of that. And he must have just been around like, I know a guy. That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty crazy start, but it's a cool story.
Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm talking about. Maybe you have done that from the beginning, just roll into like high pressure situations and respond with, action.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like I just was thrown into, like I just kept finding myself in them. So it was like,
yeah,
man, you better get good at this. Or
is it something you have to address in your mind? Like, I mean, even last night, getting on black tie, it's a fifth round, it's a TV pin, it's a previous horse of the year. Like, is there a part of you that has to suppress those feelings? Or, I mean, at this point, 11 years into your career, you're like, it's just another day at the office.
Yeah, it's kind of old hat by now, but yeah, like you got to be mentally tough to like you get in those pressure cooker situations and you're riding for 100,000 or whatever it might be. There's a lot of thoughts that go through your brain, right? So you got to be able to just filter throughout the the negative ones or whatever might pop up, and just at the end of the day, it's just bronc riding, right? It's the same broncs we get on all year long. It's just the basics never change. You still got to go do the same thing, right? And if you're riding at this rodeo, obviously you're one of the best out there. So my dad's always told me just dance with the one that brought you. So it's usually what we do.
Knowing rough stock, there's an intensity level that guys have to accomplish to get the job done. But do you consider yourself intense?
Yeah, I would.
I mean, you're pretty laid back.
I'd be pretty laid back, but it's in, everything's kind of cool hand Luke style. But it's like when I crawl over the buck and shoot, like it's go time.
Yeah,
like we ain't playing.
Yeah.
That's like the other night. You seen that Butler horse go? Like I'll get on. I'll get on kind of aggressive and like I'm ready to go. So like I bounced over the chute and I landed with both feet in the middle of his back, and he was kind of a fractious, like he wasn't taking the situation very good. Like I had two ahead of me when I got in, so like everybody's rushing and there's just a lot happening, and this little horse is kind of like, what the heck's going on, Then I crawl over there like pretty fast and like ready to go and land in the middle of my saddle, and he pops up and starts bucking, and just sometimes you gotta maybe slow your motor down a little bit.
You think you had it going too intense?
Well, they can feel you for sure. Them horses can feel you, right? So, especially like he's just younger and greener. So, you're asking a lot of one to come out here and perform in the Thomas and Mack and perform well, right? So I think it wasn't necessarily, straight up my fault, because he's known to jump at the gate and, kind of be a little trashy in the box, but he, you get in this situation, everybody's motor is going to be running pretty hot. So that's where like a real solid built bucking horse comes into play. Like that's what you want, something that knows its job and does it consistently every time.
Well, lucky for you, Benny Butler's like one of the most easygoing stock contractors there is. Mm-hmm. So he was probably just super laid back.
He was, very excited.
Yeah, it's okay.
You screwed that all up, Zeke.
Yeah.
That's what he told me.
Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Do you get on a lot of practice broncs?
Not too many. I'll get on before the finals sometimes, just depending. I actually didn't this year just because we went to that Hondo rodeo. Was only a couple weeks before, so I went and got on 3-4 pretty good horses there. And just got ready. But normally we might go like Calgary will bring horses somewhere not too far from the house and bring like good horses, like stuff that just barely missed making the cut for here, right? So I've been on Stampede Warrior and a bunch of them in the practice pen, Equal Money, Borderline Untimely. So pretty good practice horses.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to me about how do you feel being a Canadian when you come down to American rodeos?
I feel pretty lucky. I'm actually a dual citizen. So my dad's from Nebraska, so I got ties kind of all over North America, and both sides of my family are deeply rooted in rodeo. So from Canada to the United States, so it's kind of cool. We get to go around and just represent everybody. I got a lot of fans everywhere, so feel pretty blessed about that.
Yeah, that is a neat scenario. I didn't realize that you were dual citizen. So, I mean, you're able to obviously come and go as you please. Do you? I mean, you still feel like you got a pretty strong, I guess, bond with all the other Canadian bronc riders?
Oh, absolutely. Like some of them I'm a little older than some of them, but most of them, like, we all kind of started the same time, right? Or they were shortly after me and kind of, following what me and a couple other, like Clay Elliott and Leighton Green, Jake Watson, like we were kind of the first of that crop to come up and, make the NFR and do that kind of thing. And like Dawson and Logan, Ben, all them boys were just right behind us. And so we all grew up going to the same practice pens, learning from our, Roddy, my dad, Ben's dad, Chris. They're kind of, those are all the guys that, taught us all. So it's kind of like a brotherhood. And we've all known each other since we were, all of our dads rode Broncs and made the NFR together, right? So we all kind of grew up knowing each other and then all had a similar interest. And
did it ever play a role, like in the moment, like you felt like you had something to prove?
Not really. I just, like, I've always wanted to ride Bronc. For a while I thought I was gonna be a bull rider. I started riding bulls young and could ride some pretty bucky bulls from the get-go. And I it just come a lot more natural to me than the bronc riding, just kind of, more balance and stuff. The bronc riding, there's a learning curve. Like there's a lot of moving parts going on up there. So it just doesn't, click quite, maybe for some people it does. For me, it didn't. It took a while, but once the bronc riding started coming around, then I was like, I can make a pretty good career of this. And obviously the longevity is so much more than a high level bull rider, right?
Yeah, for sure.
On average, not that there isn't bull riders that can't, ride at a high level for a really long time, but just.
Yeah, rule of thumb for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. You ever feel like cracking back out in the bull riding? Go for the all round?
Once in a while, I'll see one of them bulls go out there and turn back and be like, that looks like a lot of fun. That's nice. Then it'll be some big Charbray yanking junker, and I'm like, I don't think I want any part of that.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to whip you down on his head.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them don't look quite as. Yeah, I got on a few barebacks, and every now and then there'll be like one hopper where it's just like, dang, that might be fun.
Yeah.
But then you just, if they've got even just a lead change, I'm like, ugh,
no thanks.
Gross. Yeah. Well, what about the future of bronc riding for you? What do you have planned at 31? You won 4 world titles.
Yeah, I got some good years left. Probably going to use them up. Try to see what we can get done. And recently I've built an online masterclass.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to get some bronc riders going. And I'm going to start having a bunch of schools. I built an arena at my house. It's beautiful. My brother built it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Max Steel, they did a solid, and we got beautiful buck and shoots, back pens, and we got it. I mean, it's all there, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So,
where at?
In Alberta, Big Valley, Alberta, yeah, right at my place. So
the Masterclass, who's it through? Is it just your own website, or is it?
It's through ZekeThurston.com. It actually might be Zeke-Thurston.com, but me and Ming Lee from Make Line Productions have built it. So we've got a beginner section out there. We just got the intermediate section done. That just dropped here right 2 days before the rodeo started. And then this winter we'll go through and we'll kind of do the advanced section, which will probably just be a lot of, everybody kind of seeing what I do to be who I am.
Do they send in videos also?
Yep. So we haven't quite got there yet, but so that's where it all started from. Because I have these kids just sending me video after video after video,
right.
Like, hey, help me out. So I was like, there's obviously a need for this, and guys like me and everybody else that's riding here, we don't have a ton of time for schools, but that's who everybody wants to learn from is the current, big dogs at the time. So it was like, if I could build this. And these kids could have maybe, 90 days or more on their spur board and kind of know what it should look like and how to ride it and have a decent idea of their equipment. That cuts out the whole first day of a school for us, right? Like the first 8 hours of the school, you're just getting everybody's stuff kind of half dialed in and making sure their equipment's ready to go. We you can learn anything else on the internet nowadays. So I don't see why you can't learn how to be a bronc rider.
For sure. Yeah, no, there's definitely a need. One of my interns, he's at the booth right now, but Clay, like he sent me videos every week, once a week for a year before he ever showed up to the house. But that was just, I mean, I was the only person he had access to.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah.
Which is a lot of them, right? Like a lot of us were like really, like I was lucky. I mean, not everybody's going to have a dad that, you know, has made the national finals, and, you know, like it could be some kid from, you know, some urban area somewhere that, you know, gets interested in it. Well, he's probably not going to know too many people that are in that field, or maybe even, you know, connected to the rodeo world. So if you can kind of get them started in the right foot and get them going, you know, you could see bronc riders coming from, you know, you could have inner city kids that, you know, show up and make good careers of bronc riding.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day, because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. How do you feel about bronc riding and rodeo and its growth in Canada?
I think it's just insane right now. The field of guys we got going, the bucking horses. In Canada, I mean, the last 4 or 5 years, I think there's been 9 or 10 guys from Alberta qualify for the NFR in the bronc riding alone, which that's really cool. And I mean, there's more coming. There's a bunch of kids up there that ride really good. There's a couple of them I think are going to college in Stephenville, and they're going to be for real. So it's I think the future of bronc riding it's in pretty good hands right now.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like, I mean, we've talked about this on a lot of podcasts lately, but just bronc riding specifically feels like the number of guys getting started and getting involved has just exploded.
It has, yeah. Yeah, it's really taken hold in the last even, 3 years, 4 years, like with all the bronc matches coming around. We've got all these standalone extreme broncs events. You've got bronc riding like Pollockville, the extreme broncs finals that have all just popped up in the last, 5, 6, 7 years that are, they've got, some of them got 150, 60,000 added at them, right?
Yeah.
Like that's wild. And then they'll go and buck the very best horses with the top, 30 guys at it. And then obviously you get your top 10 in the short round and you get them on all the smoke. Like it's a good show because, you see 85 plus ride after, one after another. And it's a pretty good product.
Yeah. I was talking to Jacobs on a podcast earlier in the year, and because it looked like with fewer bareback riders just across the board in terms of like, number of guys entering, even compared to like timed events, everything. Like bareback riding I feel like it's growing, but it's still the least. You'd think that I would have assumed like the money won in the top 15 in the bareback would be much higher because it's fewer guys competing for the same money.
Yeah.
But bronc riding, the top 15 bronc riders on average are winning more than the top 15 bareback riders.
I think on average, I think the bronc riders might have had more than any other event.
For sure. Yeah. And that may be true too. I was just looking at compared to bareback, and he was saying that one big factor playing into that is the bronc matches. But I don't know, are there that many of them going? Like how many bronc matches were there this year?
I asked the other day because I put on my own extreme broncs. It's in Stettler, Alberta, called the Zeke Thurston Invitational. Yeah. So we actually won the Division II bronc match of the year at the start of the week when we got down here. So voted on by the top 50 bronc riders. So that was
nice.
Really cool. And but yeah, I was asking them how many there was. I didn't get like a definite answer, but somewhere north of like the 40 or somewhere.
Oh,
just
really?
north of
That
40.
many?
Yeah.
Dang.
And that's like the 10,000 added ones to the 110,000 added. That's all of them. But
Upwards of 40. Golly. Yeah, I haven't cracked a business journal in a little while. I did not realize there were that many. Yeah, I definitely remember seeing yours and highlights from some others. Because Calgary brought horses to yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring everybody from, like in Alberta there, try to get most of the guys, try to, bring 3 or 5 best on. Where I live is kind of southeastern central Alberta, so it's right in the middle. Everybody's, the furthest guy has to come 2 hours, so it's pretty easy for him to, throw half a dozen Broncs on a 24-foot stock trailer and rip them up there. So we had Virgil, we had a bunch of Calgary horses, Northcott Ewells, Big Stone brought us some. We tried.
Did you ride at it?
Oh yeah, I won it the first year.
Did you really?
Yeah. Pick your poison short round. I had to go out there and pick Virgil, win my own Bronc ride, and everybody's like, "Thanks for inviting us over to the Zeke Thurston benefit."
Yeah, that's what I put on a little BS summer series in college. It was a bull riding deal that I ended up winning, but I just wanted something to go to, and a buddy of mine was throwing rocks, and I didn't realize this was even a thing, but apparently when you put something on, some people think you're not supposed to enter it.
Yes.
But I feel like if you put it on because you want somewhere to enter, that's a whole nother reason.
I heard that too there. I'm like, I'm the one that went to all the work to organize this thing. Of course I'm going to get on it.
Yeah. I guess maybe it seems like, because maybe a lot of those things that are put on might be after somebody retires, like that Ty Murray bull ride, and they might still have it, but which I get that. But anyway, yeah, I got no problem with somebody putting something on, and I bet it's all tongue in cheek anyway. Probably nobody really is all that butthurt that somebody enters their own thing.
Roddy, he was the first. I think he had the first Bronc match in Alberta or Canada. His is in Wildwood, where he's from, and I think the first year they put it on might have been like 2007 or something. It's been going for a while, but he won it the first year. Same thing, and then I don't think he ever made a short round again after that at his own Bronc ride.
Dang.
It's just how it goes.
That's just how it goes. Yeah. Huh. So, how are you sitting in, man? The only thing I wish Cowboy Channel would do better whenever they play the rodeo is give us a better update on who's where guys are sitting in the average.
Yeah. I think I'm second in the average right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
who is winning the average?
I think Stetson's winning the average.
Is he? Okay. Yeah, I know last night shook up some things.
Yes, for sure it did. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know what can happen.
No, there's a lot of rodeo left.
Yeah.
This place is a beast. I've been here and done as good as you could possibly do, and I've come here and sucked it up for 10 days. So
yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Is there any sort of game plan?
Not really. And you just got to ride the one they draw you and try to ride it good, and hopefully they notice you.
What do you have drawn tonight?
I got a horse called, what is that thing? Bad Habits?
Yeah.
Penthouse. I'm a big black horse. Take a couple strides and then just jump and kick around there. Should be all right.
Man, what do you think about the mark out overall? I know this is a vague question or just a broad question, but
think about it at the rodeo or just in bronc riding in general?
At the rodeo. Like as from like a rules standpoint.
It's my favorite rule.
Really?
Yes. I think that's the very best rule in bronc riding. I think if you got rid of that, it would decrease the quality of the event a lot.
Really?
Yeah. Because nowadays, the horses are so good and everybody rides so good. The kind of the only elephant in the room is the spur out, right? Mm-hmm. It's especially when you get a wild cherry or a Get Smart or something that boils out of there and starts bucking as hard as they're bucking as hard at the start of the ride as they are at the end of the ride, and they're obviously hard to get spurred out. Those horses, like the guy that come to spur that horse out and is gonna take a chance, hitting the ground, getting him spurred out, or get him spurred out and get a 90+ point ride. That guy's the guy that come to win first. The guy that whiffs him up there and doesn't try to get a hold of him and starts from the back and gets in time. I just feel like that guy's maybe not as confident in himself, and it just makes it if you ask any bronc rider out there, you can ask them their very best bronc ride they've ever had. I would say 98% chance that they had a great spur out to start that ride.
Yeah, that's a really good stat.
the spur out is the most, like the first 2 jumps are the most important 2 jumps in the ride to get it started, built, and everything working together. And that all comes from the spur out. I know it's tough. Like, it's tough because a lot of fans don't understand it. But like from Bronc rider standpoint, like we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really ever think negatively of the mark out until I see somebody that I really admire, and then it's like, dang, like that misses, that gets that, they drop the flag on. And
well, that's the tough part with it, is because it's a judged event, and I mean, it all happen like with the naked eye. A lot of times, like, it's happening fast, right? Like it's touch and go, and they miss it a lot, both ways, right? So it's, that part of it is kind of frustrating because it is such a good rule. It would be nice, like, if it could get called the same every single time.
Yeah.
That's what puts a sour taste in people's mouth, is like, oh, he maybe didn't miss it out and they threw, they got him, or vice versa. They should have got him and they didn't, or.
Yeah, I guess the one time that Jacobs, I don't remember what year it was, several, whatever. And he and I are college roommates, and he was my mentor.
That was my first world title.
Oh, when he
missed spring planning out.
Spring planning, yeah. In the 10th,
because there was no way I could beat Jacobs. He was going to have to get a no score, and Jacobs doesn't get no scores. Like, the guy had a 99% riding average. He went in first in the world that year. I think I went in like 4th. He was having a good finals. I was just same thing, having a good final. We were just both knocking him down. Come to the 10th round, and he was going to have to get a no score for me to win it. I was also going to have to beat Jake Watson in the average, place high enough in the round to get enough money, win the average, and Jacobs to get a no score in order for me to win the world.
Yeah.
Like, all, the stars had to line up, but I'll be darned if they didn't. I think I went 3rd in the round. Spring planning right out there. Jacobs missed her out, and Jake Watson bucked off his 9th horse.
Yeah.
For me to win it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think, though, when did they start watching replays?
I don't know. Like, as far as,
well, aren't they watching them for
here,
markouts? Yeah. Here is what I'm
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, that would be
a year or 2 ago.
I think they kind of did it like for, just kind of tested the waters last year.
Yeah.
On it. Like, they had the system in there, and like they used it a little bit, but just more just kind of getting a feel for it. And then this year I think they've got a review for any, like, especially in the bull riding or bareback riding, like, or I guess any event, but like 7.5 to 8, if you're bucked off between 7.5 and 8 seconds, it's an automatic review. And then obviously any flags thrown are automatically reviewed.
Yeah. To me, that is a super positive. Like, you can't have a review at every rodeo, but now that we're at the NFR, there is the element of, like, I think that removes some of the doubt in it.
100%. Like, that should make it a lot easier for your judges to make that call, to throw it, and if they're wrong, they've got backup. Because you're not going to get that call right every time. Like I said, it happens fast, a lot of them. And so, like, if that guy can, I don't know, I'm a little wishy-washy, throw it, and then it get reviewed. I just feel like as a judge, I would just not be scared to throw it then if I had backup.
For sure. Yeah, they've already been a couple get picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that, I don't think it should be done away with. Then as far as, like, across the board, like, it's tough because, like, calf ropers break the barrier, their start.
Yeah.
And they get a +10, you know, so they can there's still a chance and they can also get a second loop.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's just opportunities that are different across the board, but I don't know.
There's been talk of, like, taking it into consideration with your score, right? Like, if you were to miss it out, like, it's -5 points per side or whatever. They've tried that. I've seen it, but I think that could work. You'd have to train your judges up pretty good, I think. But the places they have tried it, I've seen, guys miss their horses out and it didn't really go, it wasn't taken into consideration. They still get a 90, and it's like, well, is it going to be 98 if, what I mean?
Right.
Right?
Had you not docked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part of it, but you get to the rodeos that don't have a spur out rule. I mean, everybody here is still they still spur their horses out.
Yeah,
because that's what builds the ride, right? So
yeah,
whether the rule was there or not, you would still see guys doing it.
yeah. Are you trying to hold them for 2 every time, no matter what?
I mean, that's the goal. That's kind of. I mean, as far as textbook goes, that's what you're supposed to do. But sometimes it's it's not obtainable, or sometimes you're going to get yourself in a real big pickle if you hold them too long. But the main thing is just getting them spurred out and having everything come correctly. Everything's just got to be one functioning unit, and it's your feet got to come right, and you got to lift on your rein. It's all just got to work together. But it's all got to happen like that, within them first 2 jumps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are there any horses like spring planting, Get Smart, like stuff that's hard to mark out this year?
Here,
like notoriously hard?
Yeah, we don't really have. Doesn't seem like there's anything like that, like an Explosive Skies or a Get Smart or something like that. There's for sure some that are tricky, but I don't think there's anything that leaves quite like some of them horses did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What'd you say you have tonight?
Bad Habits.
Yeah. And tonight's the hopper pen.
Souped up hoppers.
Hopper pen. Tomorrow's semis. Mm-hmm. And then the hopper pen. Then eliminators. Then
cycle back through them all again.
Yeah. And then they kind of rotate it, like it's kind of not the opposite, but it's different with bears.
Yeah, bareback riders usually go. I think they started with their 2-pen as well. I think they also did a semi-pen. Then they went to their E-pen, and then they hopper pen it right before the TV penners. I think they kind of like to have a break in between.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you can get on an E-penner and a TV penner that, maybe the E-penner is a little bit harder, but they both buck equally as hard.
For
right?
sure.
So those guys, that event, it's grueling. That's tough on your body.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. So how has your rodeoing progressed? Like, I imagine in 15, 16, it was as many as you could go to. Mm-hmm. Is it still that way?
No. I'm the guy, like, I'll enter somewhere near 80 rodeos, probably compete at 70 some of them throughout the year. Just depending on the year. I've had years where I think them first 2 years, like you're talking about, I went to upwards of, I'd entered 95, probably went to 90 of them. But every other year it's been, somewhere in the 70s. I got 3 kids, one on the way that should be here in another few weeks.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, we got we run quite a few grass cattle and stuff at home, so go to a functioning ranch and raise some horses and then try to be an elite bronc rider on top of it. So it kind of I'm busy. Got a lot of irons in the fire. So 75 to 80 rodeos is a lot for me. That's that's about as many as I can get to, especially with everything we got going on and putting on a bronc riding and we put on some ropings at home and do a lot of different things. So we stay pretty busy, but my rodeoing is mostly like I go to all the big building rodeos throughout the winter, see how the winter goes, and then I honestly kind of make the same circle every year. But Reno kicks off middle of June, end of June. And we just go. That's like there's lots of times I get to Reno and I've been to 8 to 12 rodeos.
Dang.
Yeah.
You take the family with you a lot?
Quite a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like all the winter, like all the building rodeos and like Texas swing rodeos, we actually have a little place just kind of on the southeast side of San Antonio. So we'll load the kids up and everybody will come down. We spend the winters down there and drag a bunch of horses down there and we just ride and rope. Kids love to ride. And we just kind of do that all winter and we head back to Canada in the spring and then we start getting some cattle in and kind of take care of that stuff at home. And then lots of the Canadian rodeos in the spring, they're close by. So the family comes and then obviously they come like Pinoca and Calgary and and that stuff. And then usually like Northwest time, September sometime, kind of rolls around. Obviously, I've been pretty busy at that point and haven't seen them much. So then they usually come for 10 days, 2 weeks. Usually come to Pendleton and they hang out and we kind of make a family trip of it. And
you got a place down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's so awesome. That's so smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I bought that place at the end of 2019. I won the world. I used some of that money to put a down payment on that place, and it's been huge. It's been a big blessing for me and my family.
Dude, that seems so wise.
Well,
Because you can go down there and still feel a little bit at home. Your family can.
Yeah, so like I had a really good family friend who actually I kind of grew up learning to rope calves from, John Rothwell. He went to the finals 6 or 7 times back in the 70s and 80s, and so I'd always go down, and before me and Jane were married, we'd go down and stay with John and Tammy, and I'd bring a couple horses, and we'd just hang out for the winter and rope and do whatever. And then it got to where we're having kids, and then we kind of feel like we're intruding in their space and stuff. And so, yeah, we just ended up, we're just looking for a place. We actually looked at a lot of places up around like Poolville, Weatherford, that area and stuff. And then we weren't even looking down there, but this little place just happened to pop up, and it was kind of perfect, kind of about what we needed. So we bought it, and yeah, it's been awesome. We love it. We have a lot of people come through, lots of rodeo contestants come stay, park their trailers, and
dude, that sounds like the best idea.
It's pretty cool. It's a little compound for everybody, especially during San Antonio. Them rodeos go on for a month long, right?
Yeah.
So we have all sorts. We have bulldoggers, team ropers, breakaway roper. Everybody comes through. They come run a few calves if they need, whatever. And
it's crazy cold at home.
It's crazy cold at home. It's usually the worst weather we get down there is maybe a little bit of cold rain, and it might last for a few days, and then it usually warms up again. So
yeah, south of San Antonio,
south
February,
of I-10, you get good weather.
Bro, it could be February 2nd. It could be 65 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then, then you've got a spot where your whole family and your wife and you can duck over to probably Fort Worth or Houston. And
Fort Worth's the furthest one from us. I think we go up there twice usually, depending on how we're set up, and it's 4 hours away, and everything else is within a couple hours.
Yeah, you could be back that night.
Mm-hmm. The arena in San Antonio is like 45 minutes away. Austin's an hour and
you got
minutes.
An arena at that place, it sounds like.
Yep. We just got it's just a big open arena. It's rope and shoot, no buck and shoots or nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, kids like to ride and stuff, and
yeah,
my wife likes to breakaway
do.
rope a little bit. And
man, how neat! That way you're just not that's how you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because here I am wondering, dang, these winter rodeos, you got to just fly back and forth. That's what I was picturing.
Mm-hmm.
You're flying back and forth constantly.
Yeah, see, I think that'd get old.
For sure it would. Yeah, how do you, with 4 kids, because you don't want to pack them to the airport every trip.
No.
Occasionally it might work.
Yep.
But if they're already down here. So how long do you stay?
We usually come down right after the New Year sometime, and then, anywhere to start to middle of April. So 3.5 months usually, somewhere in there. We'll come.
So you even might duck off to some of the Texas circuit rodeos if you wanted.
I could, yeah. Sometimes I'll go to Mercedes, not far away, and Goliad's right
Belton.
close. Some of them,
yeah. Dang, that's probably funny. I didn't think of that. During those rodeos, you'll see guys from out of state at them, which makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
Goliad and Mercedes, they got a lot of money added, and so why not? Why you're at Houston?
Yeah.
But if you wanted to pick on some Texas circuit guys, you could be showing up.
I've thought about it too. I'm
like,
well, maybe I should just use my Texas address, take the Texas circuit, go to as many as I can while I'm down here.
The Crawley brothers would be pissed, messing with their honey holes like Jacobs and
them
Sterling.
Them and Brody.
Yeah, Brody. They just battle it out for those circuit finals.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah.
Between making the NFR and making the Canadian finals, that keeps me pretty darn busy. I don't know. I'd really have to get after it to make a circuit finals if I wanted to.
Yeah. Well, Austin,
the Canadian
too.
finals kind of is my circuit finals, right?
Yeah.
You got to go to 15 rodeos, or a minimum of 15 to qualify, and it's kind of set up similar to a circuit.
Ever since I started riding bulls and punching fools, I've been wearing an American hat because I'm an American. I actually wore a different hat before that for the longest, but then my mom got a job. So wear an American hat, old son. Otherwise, you ain't no cowboy.
Yeah. As if the Texas Circuit Finals isn't hard enough. And then Zeke claims the Texas address. I forgot about Austin. That's the fourth one. I mean, you get to go to all of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, like, you could trade. You could, like, swap things around because you're already down here. Are there any other Canadian guys that do that?
That like own a place? Or
Yeah,
just,
I mean, that
lots
sounds
of them
pretty,
will come down and rent a place. Like Logan and Ben and some of them boys have done that the last few years. They'll kind of just rent a little property. Same thing, bring a couple horses and they'll hang out for the winter. But none of them have their own place.
I love real estate. So, like, just the idea of it, the thought of it, you know, like that, to me, that's what makes it so, especially buying it in 2019, that close to San Antonio, like, because one day you'll have the option to sell it, obviously, and it will have only appreciated.
Yeah, that's kind of why we did it, because we're like, well, I got to be down here anyway, right? I got to go to these rodeos, and it's like we could go stay with somebody, but you feel like you're kind of in their space, especially like us. Like, shoot, sometimes I'll drag 8, 9, 10 horses down there, right?
Right.
Like, colts everywhere, and like all the kids ride, right? So they've all got pony and a colt or a horse, and so that's 3 horses right there, and then whatever else we're trying to get going, starting in the roping or something. So that's just a lot to ask of somebody else, come and intrude on their space like that. So.
Yeah, Sage Newman and JR and
they were kicking around you guys.
Yeah,
2 winters ago, right?
Yeah, not this in 24.
Stayed in
came
your
and
Airbnb
stayed.
or whatever you got there.
Yeah.
Your rent house.
Yeah, and we would he'd come to all the practices and never got on. Sage, he does not like practice stock.
Sage is a sissy.
That's kind of that was the vibe I was getting. I think
he's probably drinking his green tea and smiling and saying he doesn't want to get on.
Yeah, JR was closer to getting on some of those practice horses than Sage was.
I guarantee it.
Yeah, he was craving it.
Junior would have.
Yeah. So yeah, I definitely, you hear guys doing that, but anyhow, I'm a fan of that situation, so that's cool. But so you're not, I guess it's December. You're going to come down to Texas here pretty soon.
Yeah, not too long.
Yeah,
not too long.
You'll be down there.
Yeah.
And so that's close to who are the friends that you said made the
so like John Rothwell, he's they're close to us right there, and then like Robert and Kay Blandford don't live too far. They're right there.
What's the town it's near?
So it's actually Stockdale is our address.
Okay.
But it would be like, you would know where Seguin is.
Yeah.
So we're just straight south of Seguin.
Yeah,
25 miles or something.
Oh, no, that's in October. Maybe they changed it, but I was about to say another Texas rodeo you could grab, but that's in October, so you probably don't go to that one.
I actually was entered in it once, and they canceled the rodeo. There's too much rain.
Oh, dang.
That was a long time ago, like maybe 2017 or so.
Huh.
It was a while ago.
Huh. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, cool. Now that when I go down to San Antonio, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you have to holler at me.
Yeah, come stay at your house.
Yeah, come on.
We just go down there, set up the booth. I usually get an Airbnb, and we'll just do the podcast at the Airbnb, and then stop in at the booth here and there.
Yeah.
But cool. What else you got this week? You got a lot of autograph signings?
Yeah, I do something like this most days, and then the days go quick around here though.
Yep.
Time you go sign a couple places or do a show or something, and then it's time to go back and get ready and do it all again.
Does the time change mess with you? You're able to like sleep?
Yeah, it's we're just an hour difference.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Because we're mountain. You guys would be 2 hours. You're central.
Yeah, I've been waking up at like this morning. I woke up at 3:30, wide awake.
Yeah. That's me. Like, well, my kids just got here last night, so the first 8 days we've been here, we had no kids, so we would go to bed like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and then I'd be wide awake at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, Yeah.
But
who did you travel with anybody this year?
Yeah, me and Dawson. Colby Wanchuk went with us throughout the summer, most of the summer, but since 2019, it's been me and Dawson.
Yeah,
quite a few years.
What's he like to travel with?
What do you think Dawson's like to travel with? Look at the guy. It's like having a pet raccoon with you, man. if he can't tear it up, he'll freaking throw it out or steal it or.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so much fun. He's yeah. I don't think I'd travel with anybody else but Dust. Like the mindset that guy has, like it's, and I noticed it. Like, oh, obviously I grew, I've known Dawson since we were just little, and but like just like a guy, he can win, and he's like he goes at him fearless every time, right? And I kind of recognize that right from the start, even when he was riding steers and stuff, and like you could tell he's just a gritty, tough little fart,
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was going to be his first. Well, he had his rookie year, I guess, and then he had asked, he was kind of like inquiring if we'd maybe have a hole, and I was rodeoing with Clay Elliott at the time, and it had been me and Clay for a little while, and then Clay got hurt that spring, broke his neck and guyman, and so we had talked about maybe Dawson coming with us, but anyway, so I was out a traveling partner, and so Dawson and Jake Watson and myself went that year, and yeah, we had a really good year, and we've just been with Doss ever since.
Man, how do you respond to failure, like a buck off? Because you got 4 world titles. It's not like you went 90 every Bronc those years and those NFRs. 3 times you won the average. But like, how do you bounce back, and what's your thought process?
Man, as soon as it happens, it's trail dust, because you don't have a time machine and I don't have a time machine, so there's not a lot that we can do about it. It sucks, but man, I've been bucked off the hoppiest horses in the world, and I've rode the rankest ones, and I mean, it's just the way it goes. It happens, and it's going to happen again. I promise you, if you get on enough Broncs, it'll happen. So, yeah, usually there's a reason. For me, if I get bucked, it's usually the same thing. Like, it's from the start, right? Like, your feet come wrong, something happens, they run you out, whatever. Not too often once you're rolling, and everything's clicking good, do I get bucked off. But yeah, it happens, and you know what happened right away, and yeah, you just come back the next day and try to do it better.
Yeah. I've been in a position, I've always felt like I just had to have a practice pin, and so like that means there's always, like, I don't know, the intern program, and even in college, like,
yeah,
I would help guys get started, and now I'm helping interns get started. And I feel like over the last couple of years, like, just watching guys quit, to me, it seems like that is the main thing. You get a young guy that, and granted, I'm trying to hire guys in their 20s, because you got to be 21 to be on my insurance, number one. And then I'd like them to be mature enough they don't just turn around and leave and go back home, because that's happened at 18, 19 years old. Just in the night, they leave. Anyways, but the point I'm making is, now you got a 22-year-old that's getting started, and they've played sports, and they've been successful at sports. And if you get a group of guys playing basketball, if you're athletic, you can beat them, even if you've never played basketball. And so these guys are experiencing success quickly, and then they go to get on bulls and Broncs, and you don't experience success quickly. And even after you get rolling, there's these buck-offs and setbacks, and guys can't handle it, and they cannot take losing, and they just quit. And
you got to have a really short memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. That's been a major question I have for winners lately. It's just the relationship they have with failure.
Yep. And like, I can go to a school and you can line 15 kids up, and within the first, half a day, I can tell you which kids are going to be the easiest to work with, and that have a bit of grit and gumption behind them, and those are the kids that you want to work with, and the kids that usually excel at it, right? But it's all between the ears. There are those times, like, there's some kids that are kind of half timid, maybe don't look like they're going to excel real well, and they'll surprise the heck out of you, but for the most part, like, you can kind of pick them out of the crowd, which ones are going to, be tough and try at it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, occasionally somebody will surprise you, but cool. Yeah, I tell people all the time, like one of my favorite podcasts I've done was with Trevor, and realizing in that podcast, like his relationship with failure. And he's in his words, and he was talking about with timed events specifically, sometimes rodeo doesn't give you an opportunity to win. And if there was something that he did wrong, he might be hard on himself, a little harder on himself than normal because he knows he wasn't prepared,
Yeah.
And I think that's just a winner taking responsibility. But even then, there's still a level of grace you have to extend yourself to go on and win the next time. Otherwise, it'll...
Absolutely. And you got to hold yourself accountable, and you got to be able to look in the mirror and say like, hey, I messed up or whatever, right? And that's nothing against you. Like that's just, like Trevor said, that's just the way it's going to, sometimes that happens, and lots of times you don't have an opportunity to win. But, if, at the end of the day, if I know that I did, because there's so much that's out of my control, right? And you're dealing with an animal that has a mind of its own, and there's just a lot of factors out there. But at the end of the day, if I went out there and did everything that I had control of, and I did it extremely well, and the results still, not what you're looking for, I can live with that, but if I was to go out there and feel like I didn't put forth the effort, or try with every ounce of effort I have in my body, that's when it eats at me.
Yeah. So last night, had that been the 10th round and you had black tie, great draw, but just not enough in that round, you would have been able to extend yourself a little grace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I've bucked off for a world title in the 10th round.
Yeah.
2018, I had to get like an 87 to win the world. And they were like 88, or Sterling was 88 or 89 on that horse earlier in the week. And I spurred her out for too long. One foot stayed, one didn't, come wrong and threw me off.
How'd you feel that night?
I was like, dang, that sucks. There's not much you can do about it.
Yeah.
It starts all over again the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that because...
Well, like I like to listen to like Kobe Bryant, some of them guys, and it's like you can go out there and fail, but other than the trophy, the results, still the same because whether you win or lose, you're still going to come back and try to do it all again the next year,
Yeah.
So, not a lot changes.
I did hear, I was young, and Matt West was talking to, not Matt West, Matt Austin, a bull rider.
Yeah.
He was talking to Chance Smart, who went to the NFR a few times, and I can't remember which one was even saying it to the other one. I think it was Chance talking to Matt, but it was just like, what happens if you don't win the world this year? I'm going to come back and try again next year. Oh, okay. What happens if you don't win it next year? I'll just come back and try to get it,
Yeah.
And it was, it sounds simple, but to me, it was just like, you just move on and you go back and try it again the next year.
Yeah.
Like that's just part of rodeo.
Yep. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And when you win it, it don't last very long because January 1st rolls around and they're talking about the new world number one, So,
Yeah.
it's short-lived, but it's fun trying. It's a lot of fun. There's no better sport and there's no better event than bronc riding. It's awesome.
Do you have a goal?
I've always, I actually looked up, I found some goals that I'd wrote down like 10, 12, 13 years ago on a piece of paper. One of them is to be a world champ, and one of them was just to be remembered as one of the greatest to ever do it. And I've never put a number on it or anything, but I just always wanted to leave my mark on it.
It'd be cool to get 5 like Billy E.
Be really cool.
Is that the most that a bronc rider's gotten?
Dan's got 6.
Dan's got 6.
6 and an all around.
Dang.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
5's a lot.
5's a lot.
4's a lot.
4 is a
Only
lot.
2 other guys that got 4.
Yeah. Who are them? Who are they?
Brad and Clint. Brad Jerbenson, Clint Johnson. Yeah.
That's still pretty small group of guys.
Mm.
Yeah. You're one amongst like 5, 6 guys.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. We normally wrap up with life advice.
It is. Life advice?
Yeah.
Ain't got much for anybody other than just put your best foot forward.
Get your mark out.
Spur your horse out. Spur life out, right? Go at it. You only get one chance at it, so might as well make the best of it. Love God, love your family, and enjoy what you do.
Love it.
Like the most overlooked blessing is walking out that door and expecting to walk back through it at the end of the day. You know? So.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's just no guarantees that you're going to
Come
back
home.
through that door at the end of the day, right? So,
Gotcha. I thought you meant like go on another Dale Brisby podcast because we can set up a second one.
Well, I mean, you could guarantee that.
But you're talking about when you leave home.
Yeah, I just
No
mean,
guarantee
you know
you
what I mean?
come back
Yeah,
home
there's
that
just,
night. Yeah.
you just never know. So you might as well enjoy it and take it for what it is.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I live life. And
Do you feel like bronc riding has bled over to teach you a lot about life, or you were on this path no matter what, and bronc riding's just something you do on the side?
yeah, I feel like it was going to happen no matter what I picked.
Dang.
That's just kind of how I'm wired. Bronc riding just happened to be the avenue that I took, but I feel like I'd have been pretty successful at whatever I chose.
Damn. Dang, that's cool. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know it's a busy
thank
week.
you.
I appreciate you dedicating the time.
Thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Well, any of you guys out there looking to get into bronc riding or get better at bronc riding, probably bears and bulls, you can probably still learn quite a bit from the Masterclass. Y'all check out ZekeThurston.com, Zeke-Thurston.com. And do you want to look on your phone which one it is? And I'll put a link below.
Yeah, I can tell you. Yeah, it's really cool. So there's two, like I said, we got the beginner and the intermediate out. There's about 3 hours worth of content on each one. It kind of goes through, I mean, the whole nuts and bolts of what you need and how to get started and kind of get the basic fundamentals rolling.
Man, what a world we live in.
Yeah.
Because I can remember starting riding broncs, craving information like this. They did have the old Billy E tapes, which I watched, but so yeah, I did have a version of that. I guess I don't quite have the excuse that I
So
thought
it's
I
actually
did.
on this Teachable app
Okay.
right now.
Oh, so you have an app you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Download-
perfect. That's even
Download
handier.
the app and then
It's called
yeah.
Teachable.
Teachable, sign up. I just sent it to you. You can put that link up and
Sweet. Yeah,
I'll
we'll make sure that gets on there.
I'll show it to you. It's I've had a lot of really good feedback on like the film study. We bucked a bunch of horses at my house, and then I sit down with the kids and we go through them and kind of break it all down. And everybody seems to. That's been the most watched portion of it so far.
Pay for this with your first check. That's cheap. Zeke-Thurston-broncriding.teachable.com.
That's the app.
Yeah. And that takes you to the app. Sweet. 4-time world champ, 5-time Canadian champ. Yeah, that is
Six-time Canadian.
Oh, okay.
champ.
Got to update. Yeah.
Update that.
Who's counting? Well, Zeke is. Dang, you got all of it
And I
here.
occasionally-
All kinds of lessons.
Occasionally sing with Nickelback sometimes.
Oh, yeah. At Honda. How did you land that?
Well, Nickelback's from not too far from where I'm from, and yeah, they just asked me like, "Hey, you want to go up stage?"
Oh,
sing?"
he knew that before. He knew you before the rodeo. That's super cool.
Yeah, they asked me if I want to go up there. I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's a lot of people at karaoke in front of.
No kidding. Yeah. Yeah, I would have had to pass. I'm the worst singer in the world.
I couldn't even hear to sing, honestly, up there. It was so loud, but
Yeah.
it was so fun. That was one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Oh, sweet. Well, good deal. Well, I appreciate you, Zeke.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
That was cool.
And I've always been a fan, and
I
you
appreciate
got a
it.
beautiful little family. And
Thank you.
yeah, hope you go kill them, crush them this year.
You betcha. Try our best.
Everybody check out his bronc riding masterclass on Teachable, the app. And you got some merch there?
There's some merch on there. Yep.
Yep. Get some Zeke Thurston merch.
Yep. The weather turns in Canada. Probably be like May. We'll get a school scheduled.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll be kind of limited, so we'll kind of filter through some of the kids, try to get the ones that are ready for it, and
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll do that up.
So get on that app first.
Yeah.
Start getting acquainted.
Yeah, because I'm going to need videos and just be able to kind of filter through and
Super cool.
See which kids need it right now and which don't, and then hopefully we can kind of get everybody on something appropriate and get them rolling.
Should do one in the winter down here in Texas since you're down here. Yeah, but for now the one in May is in Canada.
Yeah.
Cool.
And eventually we'd like to get, obviously, like right now I'm pretty busy rodeoing and stuff, but years from now maybe things will slow down, and I'd like to get it to where we could have 4, 5, 6 schools a year and
nice,
and try to get some kids through there and get them some help.
Give back to the sport.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it, Zeke.
Absolutely.
Everybody check that out. I'm Dale Brisby. I'm on to the next one.
Yes,
Pow,
sir.
pow.
Adios.
Hey, Bro Tater Chip, if you like getting swole-o-matic, then get yourself some Protein on mountainops.com. Hey, or if you just like being healthy, whether you're trying to bulk up, get healthy, have energy, go to mountainops.com and use code Kevin for 20% off.